Films and fermentation, movies and inebriation. Films and fermentation, comedy mixed with tasty libation. Films and fermentation, with Leo, Catman and Mike.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Films and Fermentation. Tonight is episode 179, and normally we would do this as our premiere episode for new seasons, but for our premiere last week, we did a look back at the year 2024, so we saved this for episode 2. It's our favorite topic, at least my favorite topic, films that time forgot. This is going to be part 10 in the series of films that time forgot that we have done. This is one where we kind of talk about movies from our past that we haven't seen in a while or don't get talked about much, and see if they still hold up today. So again, welcome to Films and Fermentation, a movie and alcohol podcast, the number one pop culture podcast on Good Pods, and the number one beer podcast on Good Pods.
Woohoo!
I'm Leo.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Mike.
We're three friends who like to talk shit about movies while getting shit-faced. In this episode, we uncork the forgotten vintages of cinema, because some films age like fine wine and others age like milk. Today, it's part 10 in our series of films that time forgot, proving that once again that our fond memories sometimes fail us. So grab a drink, dust off your nostalgia goggles, and prepare for another round of cinematic treasures or possibly trash. Because if we don't remember these movies, who will? Don't forget to drop us an email at filmsandfermentation@gmail.com or visit linktree.com/filmsandfermentation. Find all of our social media podcast links. Become part of the Films and Fermentation family by supporting us on Patreon or buying our merchandise at teespring.com. Remember, we are now part of the Podnation TV network on Roku. As I said, we are an independent podcast, which means we are listener supported. So please consider joining our Patreon for as little as $1 a month to receive members-only content. That's right. For only $1 a month, we will send you an MP3 of Mike whispering your name tenderly.
Wow. Does that also come with the hand-knitted blanket made of Kevin's back hair?
I like how Mike's in charge of our merch.
So if you're interested in any of that, please go to patreon.com/filmsandfermentation, or again, buy our merchandise at teespring.com. You can also text us at 904-867-4466 to send us any comments, criticisms, suggestions, or anything you'd like to say to us at our official text line, 904-867-4466. And before we get to everything else, we have a big announcement to make here. Mike, would you like to do the honors?
Welcome back to the All Hallows Eve podcast. They took a 2-year hiatus, and now they're back and better than ever.
That's right. We have our friends Jason Cathy over at All Hallows Eve. They actually gave us a shout out on their first brand new episode since October of 2023, within the first 3 minutes of the episode. So I wanted to make sure we gave them a little shout out too. We're 4 minutes in, so we beat them by a minute there. So yeah, they just released their brand new episode recently, and haven't had an episode since October 2023. So it's nice to have them back. It was a fun episode. So everybody check out the All Hallows Eve podcast for us. What are we drinking this evening, gentlemen?
I'll go.
All right.
Go for it.
I am drinking from Troggs Independent Brewing, Blizzard of Hops Winter IPA. It is a 6.4 alcohol by volume, and it's hoppy.
Is it hoppy?
It's very hoppy. It's an IPA.
Mike's got a bunny beer.
What are you drinking there, sir?
I am going into what I've purchased. I think I gave some of this to you guys for Christmas. This is 3 Threes Cinnamon Toast Stout. It's a milk stout and cinnamon cereal flavored beer, 6% alcohol by volume. Low on the hops, moderate on the malts, and a little higher on the add-ins.
Don't worry, I have your hops over here.
We're going to start off with this one. This is a New Jersey-based brewery, 3 Threes, established 2016. And then I'll follow that with a little Silent Night in the New York City Tap Room, which is Belgian-style strong golden ale with orange peel and ginger, 12% alcohol by volume. So, woo!
So I'm all about the nostalgia tonight. I'm wearing my Clue T-shirt that my friend Kevin got me.
Nice.
My Mrs. White flames on the side of his face.
Side of my face.
And I am drinking tonight some Jack Daniel's Tennessee Fire Cinnamon Spice. It's the cinnamon liqueur blended with Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey. It is 35% alcohol by volume. And I'm mixing it with the cherry Coke that I got tonight from Nifty 50s. Nifty 50s, not a sponsor of the show. Be awesome if they were. So now that we know we're drinking, well, let's see what happened this week. Hold on. There we go.
This week in film history with Mike. This week in film history with Mike.
This week in film history.
Even though I know it's film history with Mike, should I do the first two since I popped them on there earlier?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we had two unfortunate passings today as of the recording of this episode. We are recording on Thursday, January 16th. As of today's recording, actor and baseball legend Bob Uecker has passed away at 90 years old. Starting his career as a professional baseball player, Uecker would have greater renown as the play-by-play man for the Milwaukee Brewers for a few decades, and as an actor on TV shows like Mr. Belvedere, and probably his most famous role as the announcer for the Cleveland Indians in Major League.
Just
a bit outside. We all three of us went right there, just a bit outside. Also today, Oscar-nominated writer and director David Lynch has died. He was 78 years old. Lynch is probably best known for films like Blue Velvet, Dune, and Eraserhead, and is also as the producer and director behind the hit TV series Twin Peaks. So both of them passed away today. So, Michael, why don't you take it from there?
The Irish Film and TV Academy, IFTA, has announced that iconic Irish actor Colm Meaney will be honored with the Irish Academy Award for his lifetime achievement and for his outstanding contribution to the Irish and international scene industry.
Chief O'Brien.
Chief O'Brien from Star Trek.
For the three of us, it's probably Chief O'Brien that we know him best. I also know him from a movie. This is actually a movie that time forgot. I probably could have brought this one up tonight. He's in a movie called The Commitments.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Really, really good, musical film. Colm Meaney.
A lot of, I guess, streaming series lately.
Yeah, you know what else he was in? Con Air.
Yes.
with the great Nick Cage.
And there's an extended cut of that movie.
It's got more mullet.
It's got more mullet. It's got more Cage.
The next one here is for Leo.
Yeah.
1948 American film director John Carpenter from Halloween and The Thing was born in Carthage, New York.
And I have said it many times before, one of my favorite directors of all time. Movies like They Live, Big Trouble in Little China, The Thing, Halloween, In the Mouth of Madness, Prince of Darkness. I could go through all of them, but I won't. Escape from New York, Escape from L.A., Ghosts of Mars, The Mist, The Fog. What else have we got? Dark Star. Body Bags. We got. So go ahead, Sarah. What's the next one there?
Also in 1948, The Treasure of the Sierra Madre, film based on B. Tavern's novel, directed by John Hudson and starring Humphrey Bogart, premieres.
And we all know this movie for one quote.
We don't need no
Just-
stinking badges.
Badges? We don't need no stinking badges.
See, now I would never have gotten that. I remember from UHF where it was Badgers? Badgers? We don't need no stinking Badgers.
Or maybe when Mel Brooks spoofed it in Blazing Saddles.
That too.
Where the white women at? Give me that next one, sir. I love the next one.
The next one is for Kevin.
Woohoo!
1966, Batman, starring Adam West as Batman, Burt Ward as Robin, and Cesar Romano as the Joker. Debuts in the ABC.
I mean, that was a campy TV series, but I loved it as a kid.
Oh yeah,
I know they had it on syndication. I used to run home from school to watch it. Climbing up the buildings with the ropes and having the guest stars pop out every week was great. But you had a lot of really good actors, man, because you had Cesar Romero as the Joker. You had
Burgess.
what was his name? Burgess Meredith as the Penguin. Julie Newmar as Catwoman.
We're at
Eartha Kitt was the second one.
Yeah.
And then in the movie was Lee Merriweather, so there were 3 Catwomen for the show.
you have his name is the Riddler.
Frank Gorshin as the Riddler. Yeah, I mean it was like some top actors from the 60s in that TV series.
Yeah.
Next one, sir.
1974 TV sitcom Happy Days, created by Gary Marshall and starring Ron Howard, Henry Winkler, Marion Ross, and Tom Bosley, begins an 11-year run on ABC.
This is where the term "jumps the shark" comes from.
I was just going to say, what's his best known for, aside from it's known for an episode where Fonzie jumps over a shark tank on his motorcycle, and it's where we get the TV term "jump the shark" for a TV series that's kind of reached its point.
Yeah.
Supernatural jumped the shark 8 seasons in a row. Did you know Fonzie wasn't on the first season of the show? The first season, Tom Bosley as the father was sort of like the main character. And then Henry Winkler joined as a recurring character and became so popular, the show mainly focused on him the rest of the run.
Was this the starting point for Mork and Mindy too?
That's right. Yeah, Robin Williams had a recurring role as Mork, and then got the spinoff series from it.
Mm-hmm.
But this was not a tie-in to Laverne and Shirley.
I think it might have been. I think
Yeah.
Laverne and Shirley was a spinoff as well.
Was it?
Yeah, I believe it might have been.
Okay.
What's the next one you got there, Mike?
1977 Fantasy Island, starring Ricardo Montalban, premieres at ABC TV.
Welcome.
The plane.
Fantasy Island. Yes, the plane, Harvey Villachesi. Of course, we know Ricardo Montalban best as
Or from The Naked Gun.
That's right. Yeah, he's like the villain in the Naked Gun, right? He's not Enrico Palazzo, though.
He's not Enrico Palazzo.
What's the next one I got there, Mike?
Palazzo.
1980 American composer and playwright Lin-Manuel Miranda, known for In the Heights and Hamilton, is born in New York City.
He's also the lyricist and composer for Moana as well.
Moana, yeah.
Yes, and he is also plays the role of the chimney sweep guy in the
Oh,
newest
yeah, Mary Poppins Returns.
Yeah, Mary Poppins Returns. Yeah. Mary Poppins, y'all.
Mary Poppins, y'all.
Last one you got there, sir.
and 2021 TV series WandaVision, starring Elizabeth Olsen as Wanda Maximoff / Scarlet Witch, and Paul Bettany as Vision, debuts on Disney Plus.
You guys both watched it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
You enjoyed it, right? I thought it was
Yeah.
good. I'm craving the Vision Quest series.
Yeah, they keep talking about it, but it hasn't happened yet, and
I
I'm curious to
know.
see. They said that the actor who played one of the villains in the original Iron Man film is going to be coming back as one of the main villains in the Vision Quest series. He's
Oh, Ten Rings.
one of the Ten Rings guys. Yeah.
Okay.
But I like WandaVision. I thought it was probably. I think Loki was the best series that the MCU put out, and then I think WandaVision would probably be number 2 for me.
Yeah, I'd say it was. I mean, and I'll be honest. I liked Agatha All Along, which was a tie-in to it, like a little spin-off. It was really good.
I haven't
Really
watched
good.
that yet.
No,
I have not watched Agatha All Along yet either.
I know many people disliked it, but I liked Winter Soldier and
yeah.
I thought it had some good moments.
I thought it was a good crossover. They didn't need to do a movie. They did a good crossover to go to the next.
Well, I think was it originally supposed to be a movie, or was it that the new Captain America film was supposed to be a series? I know it's one of the two. It's like one was supposed to be a series, and they made it a movie, and vice versa.
I don't know which one it was, but
yeah.
I think this was a better off having this as a series to lead up to the new Captain America.
Yeah,
I also like Hawkeye. The Hawkeye series was pretty
good. Hawkeye series was pretty good. That was pretty good. Yeah. I think WandaVision and Loki though were the two like the best things that they had to offer as far as like the series.
You saw the trailer that just dropped
for Daredevil.
Yes.
Well, I have not seen the new trailer.
Oh, dude, I'll send you the link when the show's over. It looks intense.
Awesome.
They said that they weren't going to shy away from the violence that they had in the Netflix version of the show, and they are not shying away. They have it right there in the trailer, man. It is violence.
There, you see a guy's arm break in his
you see the dude's arm break and the blood starts seeping through the shirt. Like I'm like, Jesus, that's
Oh.
a trailer. And everybody's back. You got D'Onofrio as the Kingpin.
Yep.
It's Charlie Cox as Daredevil again, and the actress who played Karen Page and Foggy Nelson, they're back too.
Yeah, Punisher.
And the Punisher.
Foggy Nelson was Mighty Ducks. Don't be messing with
well, I'm gonna say like they're all back. Like the whole cast from the Netflix series is back, and it looks so good. And I think it starts in April. I want to say. It's coming in a few months, so I'm like, I saw that trailer, man. I was like, fuck, I got to talk about that tonight.
Yeah,
it looks so good. Yeah, I'll send the link, Mike, after the show's over.
Okay.
Do you have any must-try beer craft destinations for us tonight?
I do. Where'd I put it? Must-try beer. Here we go. Got it right here. Icelandic Wee Heavy from Iceland. One magnificently crafted Scotch ale. This hazy rustic brew is brewed with smoked Icelandic barley, but the smoke is very distant in the aroma. The way it should be. Flavors are rich and malty with a slight roast grain edge and a earthy touch of locally grown angelic root. Rich and smooth, but not sticky or sweet. This is one skillfully brewed 8% alcohol by volume Wee Heavy. The brewmaster studied in Edinburgh, and it shows. There you go, boys. And it's on Einstock, which is one of the beers I drink. I got quite a bit for the one with the Viking on it. I don't know.
Oh yes, the Viking.
The Viking.
They have these. They have these a lot down in Delaware's Total Wine and Spirits. I had one of those last week. Not that particular, but that brand. It's one of the ones I had last week.
All right. So it's time for the next segment.
Kevin's here. He's here for beer. He's got news and spirit. This is Kevin.
I got to figure out a better way to
It
segue.
just sounds like a song I want to play on rock.
Kevin!
I want to play Rock Band, and I want to play that song on Rock Band.
Oh yeah.
I got to figure out a better way to segue into those songs. So go ahead, sir. What do you got for us tonight?
Guys, you remember a few months ago where we shed a tear for the Leinenkugel family because they had to close their store or their brewing facility in Chippewa Falls.
Yes.
Well, it's gotten a little uglier because the family, the Leinenkugel brothers, have approached Molson Coors to try to get their beer back, to try to be able to open up the facility in Chippewa Falls and get back Leinenkugel, and they've been denied. Just days before the Jacob Leinenkugel Brewing Company in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, was set to close, Dick and Jacob Leinenkugel had made it clear that they wanted to buy the brewery that bears their family's name. The two brothers and former brewery presidents have detailed their efforts to purchase the brewery from Molson Coors, the nation's second largest brewing company. Leinenkugel was sold to the Big Beer brand back in 1988, more than a century after it was founded by Jacob Leinenkugel, their great-great-grandfather. However, the family maintained control over the brand. In November, Molson Coors announced it was closing the brewery, one of the oldest in the United States, and consolidated their operations in Milwaukee, where approximately 75% of Leinenkugel beer was already being brewed. We are profoundly saddened by Molson Coors' decision to close the Chippewa Falls Brewery, a place that had been in the heart and soul of Leinenkugel's for more than 157 years, Dick and Jacob Leinenkugel wrote in a statement this week. For 6 generations, our family has taken pride in brewing exceptional beers and building lasting connections with the loyal fans in Wisconsin and across the nation. They submitted a proposal to Molson Coors requesting to enter into a non-disclosure agreement in order to discuss how they could acquire the brewery with the goal of maintaining its operations under Leinenkugel's family leadership. Molson Coors CEO Gavin Hattersley, declined the offer, the Leinenkugel said. Hattersley told them that Molson is fully committed to the Leinenkugel brand, suggesting that the sale was not on the table. While we appreciate Gavin's affirmation of the brand's importance, the Leinenkugels wrote, we believe that true commitment must include preserving the Chippewa Falls Brewery and livelihoods of those who depend on it. 2 days later, the brothers said they followed up on a request to an open conversation. Even without the NDA, they did not receive a response. Excuse me. While the decision to move brewing into Milwaukee was a challenging one, we are committed to maintaining a strong presence in Chippewa Falls, a representative from Molson Coors told the Bring Me the News website. Our pilot brewery will continue serving as an innovative hub, and the Leinie Lodge will continue to be a gathering place for locals and out-of-towners to enjoy their favorite beers and the one-of-the-kind varieties available only at the lodge. Although Molson Coors will keep their Leinie Lodge tourist center and gift shop open, as well as a small pilot brewing facility, it will also close the Jacob Leinenkugel Brewing Company's 10th Street Brewery in Milwaukee. Both facilities are slated to close tomorrow, January 17th. The statement from the Leinenkugel brothers adds that 56 workers are losing their jobs in the closure. The staff unionized with Teamsters Local 662 and ratified a new contract in 2023 following a 7-week strike that included a boycott in the community. So that's sad.
That probably had nothing to do with the closing.
No.
It's always so messy when they acquire these properties and then try to keep the name alive somehow, and then
it's just
not.
Well,
it's not the same.
They've had it for how long? 10 years now?
Much
longer, since 1988. I mean, we're going on 30 years.
Yeah, so it's not like they just bought the company and closed it. They've had it running for a while.
Mm-hmm.
They're keeping the name, the beer out there.
Well, okay, so look, if you want to make your beer a little well known, get a little more distribution, and you
have to go to a big company.
You go to a bigger company. But I think I would appreciate a bigger company keeping the innovators, the founding fathers, if you will, in the loop. you're cutting it because you want to save money, you want to cut costs, but you're taking it away. I mean, imagine if it happened to Neshaminy Brewery. Imagine if it happened
I mean,
to.
I'm I'm going through it now because we got sold several years ago, and we're already looking at within the next 5 to 10 years, we won't have our company name. We'll be the big company name. So I mean,
is that? But that's not something you're looking forward to. You're used to your company, right?
yeah, but that's just the way of the world now, is unfortunately. And it's
Well,
not
Mike's
just
64
here.
years old. He's going to retire next year anyway.
Oh, yes, good Lord.
I don't know.
Cheese might be 64 years old.
I must, in my heart of heart, I think I have an
I'm not saying
appreciation of.
right. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying it's one of those things that happens.
But it
now.
doesn't have to be the way of the world. Molson Coors isn't going to lose anything by keeping the brewery open. In fact, they'd probably be able to get more tourists to Chippewa Falls because of the brewery. I mean, they aren't losing much aside from nominal monetary.
I don't know, a 7-week strike and a ban and a boycott of the beer. When the union guys didn't get a contract, that doesn't help the bottom line.
I don't know enough about the strike or the reasons for it. Yeah, it doesn't say why the strike was taken into.
Yeah,
it's all about the bottom line.
It still hurts the bottom line.
Yeah. Oh, the next one actually sounds a little bit happier, at least.
Yes, Kelsey Grammer. As we all know, our favorite version of Beast in the X-Men.
Not for Cheers or Frasier or his other Emmy-winning performances. No, as the weapons expert in Expendables 3.
I thought it was for Up Periscope.
Up Periscope. Oh, I just watched that the other night.
Oh
Down Periscope. I love Down Periscope.
Anyway, TV star.
I need a man
Grammer.
who's got a tattoo on his dick. Are you that kind of man?
TV star Kelsey Grammer will spend 4 days hanging out in Wichita, sharing his beer. He's got a beer, guys. If you ever wanted to live out your
hang out in a bar for how many years?
I would expect George Wendt to have a beer.
Yeah.
I'd expect, John Ratzenberger to have a beer. Kelsey Grammer, maybe not so much. Oh, but I did hear about his life story, like his growing up. Man's had it fucking rough since the day he was born. Oh, I mean, just like murder and killings and abuse everywhere. Yeah, if you ever wanted to live out your Cheers fantasies by having a beer with Fraser Crane, you're about to get your chance. And you won't even have to leave Wichita. Kelsey Grammer, the actor who portrayed Fraser Crane on Cheers on NBC from 1982 to 1993, and on the spin-off show Frasier from 1993 to 2004, and there was a little bit of a hiccup with Frasier, I think, coming back, or it's coming back, and then its current revival, will be in Wichita for several days, starting at the end of the month, and will be serving beer at the local bars and meeting fans at local liquor stores. He'll be here to help promote a new partnership he's made with Wichita Brewing Company, which has 2 and soon to be 3 breweries in Wichita, plus a big production and canning facility there as well. WBC has made a deal with Kramer, who since 2015 has owned a brewery called Faith American Brewing Company in the Catskills of New York State. Grammer has been wanting to expand his distribution to other parts of the country, and Wichita Brewing Company co-owner Jeremy Horn. Back in April, Kramer was in Wichita performing as part of Wichita Grand Opera's production of Candide. Candide. I didn't think that said Candid. That was like Candide? Okay. While Kramer was there, he was spotted all over town, and he also was introduced to the Wichita Brewery Company's owner, Fred Gorges, a Wichita native who works at O'Shaughnessy's.
You just thought of the substitute teacher from Key and Peele, didn't you? Go to Mr. O'Shaughnessy's office.
Sorry about that. Works at most Sean Hennessy's distilling company in Minneapolis, Horn said.
Balake, where Balake at?
One day during
Balake.
his visit, Grammer showed up at Wichita Brewing Company's East Side restaurant with 3 6-packs of his brewery's beer. Kelsey brought us some samples of his beer. We really liked it, and he seemed to really like us, Horn said. Negotiations started, and for most of last year, WBC and Grammer's Brewery were cementing a deal that would make the WBC a contract brewer for Faith American. WBC has already brewed the first batch of Faith American's Blue Hazy, a hazy IPA made with blueberries. Ooh, sounds delightful. Starting soon, Wichitans, yeah, sounds like a witch's cult, will be able to find it canned in local liquor stores and on tap at local bars and restaurants. Grammer himself will be in town between Wednesday, January 29th, and Saturday, February 1st. So, guys, let's plan a trip. Helping promote the arrival of his beer in Wichita. During that time, he'll make 10 different stops at local bars and liquor stores that will be carrying Blue Hazy brewed by WBC. And yeah, that's it.
I was misled by the headline. I thought he had like a Fraser beer or something like that.
Yeah. Now,
I believe those rights are owned by NBC.
would Fraser be the one that you would have done a spinoff with? I mean, it worked out, but really?
It
What
ended
about
up.
Norm?
Yeah, but
if you did a spinoff with Norm, it would have still taken place in the bar.
Yeah. Nobody. Norm didn't even want to spend time with his wife. Why would the audience want to do that? The Frasier spinoff actually was on, I believe, 2 years longer than Cheers was on TV.
Oh wow!
And won like twice as many Emmys and stuff like that. Like it was very popular and very successful.
I enjoyed it.
I like both shows. Cheers is one of my favorite shows of all time.
That happens a lot because NCIS is still going, and there was a spinoff.
Mike froze. Michael froze.
Michael froze.
I froze or you guys froze? I don't know.
You froze halfway through NCIS. You went.
Was it like spinoff
of Jag?
Jag.
Jag.
I actually rewatched the Frasier series like last summer, and man, I was laughing my ass off. It's still funny. It's still a good show.
If NBC was smart, they'd partner with the beer brewery, and they would make a Cheers, variety. They have Norm's Porter, Cliff's IPA or Cliff's Lager, Cliff's Hefeweizen, whatever. Woody's, and just go through the characters.
Woody's wit beer.
Woody's wit beer. Witless Woody.
All right, so we're going to move on to our main segment tonight. Our main segment is part 10 in an ongoing series, Films That Time Forgot. If this is the first time you're hearing one of these episodes from us, the three of us have chosen a movie from our youths that we haven't seen in a while, or it doesn't get talked about much, or that we remember fondly.
Or you can't watch for free.
Yeah. We're going to discuss them a little bit. We're going to try to guess what each other's movies are. And then we're going to talk about at the end whether or not these movies held up after all this time, or if we don't remember them as fondly as we thought we did. So I went first the last time when Cthulhu Jack was our guest star. So who wants to go first tonight?
I'll go then.
Okay, good.
I'll go.
Don't all fight over it at once. Michael, go first then, I guess.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so my movie came out in 1982 in the fantasy genre, directed by Don Coscarelli. It's one of those Italian names.
Spell it for me.
COSCARELLI.
Pastorelli?
Cascarelli. Yeah, Cascarelli.
That's Corelli.
And it's a fantasy film,
Fantasy film.
1982.
Yep.
Okay,
You want some of the actors, I guess?
sure.
I go down from the least popular one, I guess, would be John Amos,
Mm-hmm.
Rip Torn,
Mm-hmm.
Tanya Roberts,
Tanya Roberts. Okay.
the last one's going to give it away.
Is this
Mark
an animated film?
Singer. No, Mark Singer.
Beastmaster.
There it is.
Yeah, Mark Singer definitely gives it away.
Like, Mark Singer's going to give it away because he did Beastmaster, he did all the Beastmasters, and he did V.
Let's see, it's either Beastmaster or Beastmaster 2, but since you went with 1982, I'm assuming it's the original Beastmaster.
It's the original. 'Cause after the original, it went.
I don't know if it was that great from the original, Mike. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, you know, it wasn't
No,
the
go ahead.
same genre as, same type like it's like Conan. Conan wasn't that great either, but it was good. It was worth it.
Oh, that's blasphemy. Conan was awesome. Conan had Arnold. This had Mark Singer.
the loincloth. Where do I go with this?
I'm
Hold on,
gonna have to
while
excuse
you're-
myself from this conversation. I've never seen Beastmaster.
Yeah,
Really?
It sounds like the right hand man of Skeletor, though.
Yeah, it's kind of like He-Man came out after Beastmaster, but you can kind of see the similarities a little bit
Mm-hmm.
between what Beastmaster is and what He-Man was. Mike, while you're getting your notes together there, I found the trailer for it, so I'll play the trailer
Okay,
real
go
quick.
ahead. Put the trailer on.
Let me get this up here. Here we go.
By witches. It was conceived through sorcery, and it was to be destroyed by all that is evil. But the courage of one mortal saved it. And so, into an age of darkness, in a time of mysticism, sacrifice, and plunder, there came the only light, the Beastmaster. Born with the strength of a black tiger, the courage of an eagle, the power that made him more than any hero. More than any lover. He was lord and master over all beasts. He was the Beastmaster. Behold the wonder, the horror, the fantasy, the challenge of the one warrior they call the Beastmaster. Mark Singer is Dar, Tanya Roberts is Carrie, Rip Torn is Mayak, John Amos is Seth. Together they take us on a fascinating journey back into unexplored times. Conquer your fears. Face the unknown. And discover the incredible link between man, animal, and all that is phantasmagorical. In the world of Dungeons, Dragons, and Dar. The epic adventure of a new kind of hero.
It's a little weird about a dude in a loincloth running around with a bag full of gerbils.
Those were
Ferrets,
ferrets.
excuse me, ferrets.
Those were ferrets. They were his little thieves. Thank you very much.
Those were classically trained ferrets. They did Shakespeare in the Park.
Those
the
ferrets
best-
were the best part of the movie.
It was it's like Conan mixed with He-Man, mixed with Clash of the Titans, mixed with Krull. It was like all kinds of different things like thrown together. Well, you know what the best line in that whole trailer was, Mike? He is the master of beasts. He is the Beastmaster.
It's Dungeons and Dragons.
Dragons.
And
Dar.
Dar. Oh God, I had fun.
Boy, that trailer gave away like the entire movie. It was like
there was not much plot to this movie. It has a lot, you know. The plots of these movies were all the same. Conan, Beastmaster, they're all the same.
Just an oily, muscular guy saving a scantily clad hot woman.
Yep, pretty much.
Played by Donna's mom on the '70s show. So what else you got for me, sir?
Like I said, the ferrets were the best part of the movie, I thought. Anyway, I still can't get. I could even as a kid, I'm like, the fuck, the black tiger.
The power of a black tiger.
Black
tiger is basically a panther because he had no stripes.
Yeah, except for the tiger that they played in black.
It was a black tiger.
It didn't hold up.
He had the power of a black tiger, the strength of a bear, the eyes of an eagle, and the dick of a ferret.
Like I said, it didn't hold up then, really, but as a kid, you loved it. It doesn't really hold up now, but you know, it's one of those guilty pleasures I still have.
Oh yeah, it's
I'll
definitely
better watch it now. Just live in my nostalgia with it.
So for me, it would be like I like Conan, but if I was watching the second one, Conan the Destroyer, that's a guilty pleasure. That's a bad movie.
Come on, Rip Torn is a physical bad guy. Come on,
Rip Torn, and the father from Good Times says,
"Oh, he was a pilgrim. He was a pilgrim, but he kicked some ass." One of the quotes was from about that was that were I've never seen a pilgrim who could use a staff the way you did. Ah, but sir, all pilgrims share a deep love of life, especially their own.
I've never seen a man with a ferret as big as yours.
I see you have a ferret, and it's as big as mine.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, he loses one of the ferrets. One of the ferrets dies in the movie.
Oh no!
But the other one was a female and it had babies. So
it was a stunt ferret.
Oh, I think I was watching that trailer and I'm like, God damn, I love practical effects.
Yeah.
Even when they're bad, there's something charming about them.
You mean the bat people that grab a hold of somebody?
Who's the dude in the guy with the black mask and the gauntlets is like running down the hallway like this? I actually, like, as much as I'm teasing you about it, I kind of want to rewatch it now. Just to kind of like see if it's still like a guilty pleasure for me as well. That's fun.
It's nowhere. It's not really anywhere free. You really have to dig to find it for free. Like
I'm sure I can find it somewhere. Hint.
I'm sure you can. Sure. But on your normal
the same place I watched Nosferatu.
It's on Tubi.
Yeah. Tubi.
It's not on Tubi.
Not a sponsor of the show.
No.
You have anything else you want to add for that, man?
No, I think I'm going to leave it at that.
No taglines or anything for it, or
there was no really good taglines. I don't think.
I mean, everything you need to know about that movie in the trailer.
They have alternate versions for the UK.
Okay.
Because they had to edit shots out of impaled bodies and puncturing of a ring containing an eyeball. Had to remove all that, keep it a PG version over in England.
Okay. So I found, Mike, there's a free streaming website called Shout TV where you can watch Beastmaster for free with ads.
Oh.
So it's a website. It's legit. It's not one of my websites.
Yeah.
It's a legit website.
I'm talking about going through the streaming networks. I'm like, how can this not be fucking on anywhere?
But I mean,
like one of the other ones I want to do, but I want to rewatch this one I want to do before I do it. But I can never find it anywhere.
like this one that I'm looking at, it looks like it's kind of like a Tubi type streaming thing because there's
Yeah.
like commercials, but you can watch it for free.
Yeah, I think I found it on one of those, but like I hadn't really had a dig for it.
So I'm curious about Kevin's now because he said his is really bad. And I'm kind of like curious now to figure out what it is.
Well, I had one bad, so let's go with his.
Yeah, let's go. All bad.
I don't think you
We
guys
should
will
call
have
this
trouble
bad
with
movies that time forgot.
Hey,
Well, you may not find it bad, but we've definitely grown out of it.
You know that I have that weird sense anyway. So
I'll try to give you the most benign stuff first. It came out in '89.
okay.
If you were to look up the reviews on IMDb, it's a 6 out of 10. It's classified as a comedy, adventure, family fantasy.
Ooh.
Directed by Richard Greenberg.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Let's see. How far do I go? Okay, we'll do this. The actors and actresses were Amber Barretto,
Okay.
Devin Ratray, Frank Whaley.
Okay. That's getting me a little closer to what this might be because I know Frank Whaley. The other guys I don't know that well.
Margaret Whitton, Whitton, That's how to pronounce that, right?
Mark Whitten, yeah.
All right. Rick Ducommun, okay, from the Burbs notoriety. All right, now we're going to start stepping in it. You ready?
Okay. This isn't like Teen Witch or something like that, is it?
Here we go.
All right.
Daniel Stern, Ben Savage, Howie Mandel.
Is this Little Monsters? It's Little Monsters.
Little Monsters.
we both got it.
Let me tell you something, Kev. I remember this fondly because I watched it a lot as a kid. I have a feeling this did not hold up well at all. I feel like this probably held up as well as Monster Squad did.
Oh, Wolfman has nards.
Things that stand out to me remembering this were the practical jokes that the monsters pulled that, the kids would get blamed for, and how people were like, oh yeah, we should do that. We should put cat food in the tuna fish sandwich. That would be good. We should put saran wrap over the toilet seat. That would be good. We should, what was one of the, something involving peanut butter. They were vile. It was disgusting. I think Howie Mandel's monster actually shot a snot rocket into something and then just mixed it in,
This movie was disgusting.
Yeah, It was vile. It was pretty bad.
I remember like the villain, when they defeat the villain at the end. I remember
he was
that
scary.
Yeah, he was scary, and I remember it being like really disgusting when they like kill him at the end.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what else I remember from this film. It's where I learned the phrase "over the shoulder boulder holder" to describe somebody's bra.
Over the shoulder boulder holder.
I have the trailer here if you'd like to see that real quick.
Sure, absolutely.
Bring the trailer up. Share screen. There we go.
There was a real monster!
There's nothing under your bed. Now, why don't you just go to sleep, okay?
There was a monster!
There are no monsters. If you say there's no monster, then what's wrong with me?
Boo. Tonight is your lucky night. Imagine a world solely of kids. No teachers, no rules, no homework, no parents. Come on now! I'm a monster,
Then what do monsters do?
Good question. Come on, scare the hell out of her. It's our duty.
Come on, stop it!
We almost had him. He was becoming one of us.
Eric's gone. Have you seen him? Do you know where he went? They have Eric. I know where Eric is, but I'm not leaving until I have him. If If we're not up before the sun clears the horizon, we turn into monsters. Are you still in? I'm in.
Keep an eye out for monsters!
Let's blow them away, Brian!
No way out!
I want my brother!
You amaze me.
Exactly.
Take a walk on the wild side.
I think the production quality of that trailer was better than the production quality of the whole movie.
I think that was for like the Blu-ray 4K release or something. I'm watching as I'm watching the trailer, I'm thinking to myself, "Wow, Pixar really ripped this shit off for Monsters Inc., didn't it?"
And did it better.
Yeah, it did much better. Boy, this is for somebody who's as much a germaphobe as Howie Mandel is. I can't believe he sat for the makeup work.
Hated working on it. According to the trivia, this was one of his least favorite movies that he's done because, it's the makeup, it's everything else. It's disgusting, Other things that I didn't notice, and I wouldn't have noticed back in '89, but you realize now, Daniel Stern and Fred Savage have another connection to another, project that they did together.
I know what it is.
Yes, Leo.
Fred Savage was in The Wonder Years, and Daniel Stern was the narrator playing the older version of Fred Savage's character.
Very good. Very good. I didn't even think about it until I started going through it. It's like, oh my God, yeah, that was his voice.
Mm-hmm.
This was also the premiere of the acting premiere of Ben Savage, who would later grow up in Philadelphia and realize he's a boy who needs to meet an entire world.
And introduce the rest of us to Topanga, thank God.
Introduce the rest of us to Topanga.
Who was on Raw that night?
And I, honestly, when you were first giving your like info for this to try to have us guess and all, I immediately, when I heard Savage in 1989, I thought The Wizard with the Nintendo Power Glove.
I wanted the glove. Do you guys remember Nintendo when it first came out? It had like a little robot controller or something?
None of that shit worked.
No.
Except for the gun.
Yeah, the gun was cool though. Yeah, the gun worked well. So you know, because I'm obsessed with Rotten Tomatoes recently. Little Monsters on Rotten Tomatoes has a 44% critic score, which certifies it rotten, and a 62% audience score. So the audience remembers this fondly.
Okay.
And
Mike, you may remember fondly.
Mike's movie Beastmaster has a 46% critic score and a 54% audience score, making it rotten on both accounts. It has to be 60 or higher to be considered fresh.
Though IMDb has it at a 6.2, which is still higher than Little Monsters.
So, yeah, Little Monsters. What else you got for us? Anything else?
No, just some little tidbits, fun facts. And Howie Mandel still owns the outfit for Maurice, the character that he played. But a fire destroyed a lot of. I don't know. He's going to wear it on
America's Got Talent.
America's Got Talent sometime soon. There was a fire that destroyed a lot of the props and the costumes, so filming was pushed back. And
that should have told him something.
A lot of people didn't like working on the movie. Oh, this is fun. There were 6 comic books that came out after the movie, which was an unofficial sequel to what happened following. So, look for them. And after the movie, there was a Little Monster sweepstakes with an old school kid rap song as an infomercial. Dialing the number 1-900-89 Maurice resulted in the caller winning a variety of prizes. Prizes varied from small ones, like copies of the movie, glow-in-the-dark t-shirts, and little standee cutouts of Brian and Maurice, to bigger prizes such as signed photos by Fred Savage and the pinball machine that Brian and Maurice play in the movie, and a trip to Hawaii. The sweepstakes is long over, and the number to call with is no longer available. So,
I'm going to
Aw.
say that none of that was very successful because I am currently looking at the IMDb page for this, and it has the box office on it. And the box office for Little Monsters in 1989 had a $4.5 million budget estimated and grossed worldwide over its run $793,000. So it was a little bit of a bomb.
One of the best things to come out of this movie was a song by the Talking Heads. We're on the road to nowhere.
You know what I think it is too is I think this is also again the blockbuster era, and I think this movie made more money in video rentals than it did as a box office, draw.
I mean, you got to consider it went up against Batman '89. I mean,
Yeah. No, not a lot of people were picking that over picking Little Monsters over Batman.
Box
Batman,
office
go to see
Beastmaster.
Yeah, your movie was a hit.
Yeah, $8 million, and it made $14 million. So yeah, it made its million plus.
I mean, that's like a mild hit, but it's a hit.
Yeah.
It was the draw of Mark Singer in a loincloth.
You know it.
All right. See anything else you want to add to that, Kev? Or
Nah, I'm good.
okay. My movie. This is probably the most recent film I've ever done.
Ooh.
So I had 3 films that I had already rewatched and wrote notes for the last time we did this episode when we had Cthulhu Jack on. And then at the last minute, I picked a completely different movie that I hadn't rewatched or had notes for just because I was trying to stump Jack that night. And he guessed it anyway. And so I had 3 movies to choose from for tonight. One of them was a movie called Communion with Christopher Walken. And it's a movie where Christopher Walken gets abducted by aliens. And I thought, oh, that'd be a fun one to do. And then I rewatched it not too long ago. And I was like, boy, this is a piece of shit, this movie. And I don't even want to talk about it. So I went with the other 2 that I already pre-wrote notes for. And the one that I chose is probably the most recent film I've ever done for this. And to call this a movie that time forgot is weird because it came out in 2006. So
wow.
this movie just became a legal adult this year. So it came out in 2006. It is one of the first films directed by James Gunn, who would go on to direct the Guardians of the Galaxy, and now is the CEO and president of the DCU movie studios. This is one of his early films. It's a rated R horror/comedy starring Nathan Fillion of Firefly fame, Elizabeth Banks in one of her early roles, and Michael Rooker. So I'll give you the IMDb synopsis. A small town is taken over by an alien plague, turning residents into zombies and all forms of mutant monsters. You're not getting this.
No.
I don't think I've seen this one then.
So this movie had a budget of $15 million, only made $5 million domestically and $12 million worldwide. So it was a bomb. It bombed, pretty badly. But it's actually a really good movie and has a cult following and not bad ratings on IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes and all that. The movie's called Slither. Slither, not to be confused with Sliver starring Sharon Stone. Or Slither from 1978 starring James Caan. This is from 2006 with Nathan Fillion. From the depths of endless space, a flaming meteorite crashes into the dark woods of a sleepy town called Wheelsy, South Carolina. As the scorched rock reveals its silent content, a parasitic organism, and a subtle alien invasion commences. The war's unlucky first victim is the town's local businessman, Grant, played by Michael Rooker. Little by little, an internal change transforms him into an utterly hideous monstrosity. His wife, Starla, played by Elizabeth Banks, starts to feel that something's been eating away at him for the last few days. Before the unstoppable extraterrestrial attack, no one is safe, and to make matters worse, Grant's transformation is far from over yet. Who can stop the slithering army from outer space? So in the film, like this alien rock lands on Earth. There's these little like worms inside it. The worms crawl inside people's bodies and like kind of turn them into zombies. And Michael Rooker's character is like the main one. And so throughout the film, the zombies like come to him and they like merge into his body to make this like larger like monstrosity like looking thing. And it's a horror comedy, so there's a lot of like, you know, sarcasm in it, especially when you have Nathan Fillion starring in the film.
Yeah.
You're going to have some jokes about it. So the original title of the film was Wiggle. But producers were afraid that audiences wouldn't find it threatening enough, so they changed it to Slither. It didn't seem to matter considering nobody went to the theater to see it anyway.
I don't even remember hearing about that movie.
Oh, dude, it's violent and like, you know, a little bit disgusting, but it's really funny and has a pretty good pretty good story to it, even though it's like, you know, your simple like sort of zombie movie, but it's a zombie alien attack thing. So I don't have a trailer for it, but what I do have is a clip of some of my favorite scenes from the film. So it's like a 2-minute clip of like some of the jokes that are involved.
Okay.
Meet.
Oh my God, baby, what happened to your face?
It's just the bee sting. Oh, stop! What the fuck was that?
Arm was all bendy, Mayor.
Well, it's obvious the bastard's got Lyme disease.
What?
Lyme disease. You touch some deer feces and then you eat a sandwich without washing your hands, you got your Lyme disease.
And that makes you look like a squid.
Oh, well, fuck you all for laughing.
Chief, another attack over at the Castavets.
What?
Grant's been stealing animals off farms edge of town.
Oh,
All right, folks, let's go. Don't forget your guns. We don't want any Lyme disease popping out at us.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Ha, ha, fucking ha.
It looks like something that fell off my dick during the war.
They alive? Praise Jesus.
Praise Jesus? That's fucking pushing it. This shit's about as far from God as shit can get. Either you ever seen anything like that? You ever heard of anything like that? Huh? Me neither. And I watch Animal Planet all the fucking time. Bitch is hardcore.
Lyme
Now,
disease.
Lyme disease.
This
Bring
was
your guns with
better
you.
than communion.
Yeah, it's much better than Communion, believe me. All Communion had was a weird scene where Christopher Walken dances with the aliens that abducted him. So there's one other line from the movie that I really, really like, and I'm going to actually leave it on here as a drop that we can use during episodes because I think it's funny. There's a scene where Nathan Fillion and one of the other characters sees the zombies like melding into Michael Rooker's body. And it's a very like disgusting, like gross, slimy, like, you know, body horror thing. And this is his reaction to it.
Well, now, that is some fucked up shit.
So I might make that's some fucked up shit might be a new drop for the show.
Fucked up shit.
Yeah, some fucked up shit. So there's a scene where one of the female characters is laying in a bathtub and one of the alien like worms is crawling towards her in the tub. And it's very reminiscent of the scene from Nightmare on Elm Street where you see Freddy's claw come up out of the water and attack the actor. So that's like a little homage to that. James Gunn told Nathan Fillion while they were filming this, "We're making a funny movie, but not really a comedy." And that's how Fillion better understood the balance he needed for the character in the film. He makes a lot of like sarcasm and stuff, but it's not like, you know.
This movie makes House look like an Oscar winner.
House. You guys are looking. You're basing this off of a 2-minute clip I showed you of some of the funny shit that happens in the film. But take the film for what it is itself. It's not a bad movie.
Okay.
It's only an hour and a half. It's a quick film. It's a very quick watch. It got a 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb, so it's fairly average rating. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has 87% critic score. The critics loved it, which is really weird, and a 63% audience score. So it's certified fresh on both ends. And like I said, it's kind of like a cult classic. People who have seen it really like it, but it's like a small audience. I would like more people to see it. These are the taglines. What's gotten into you? Horror has a new face. From the people who brought you 2004's Dawn of the Dead. Feed the fear, and my favorite one, slug it out.
Slug it out.
So upon rewatching it, does it hold up? Yes, it holds up. I love this movie. It's a good movie. It definitely holds up. It's also
in.
What's that? Yeah, I think Nathan Fillion's a lot of fun. Michael Rooker's always really fun. A lot of the supporting actors in the film are really funny too. They all play off each other really well. It's an early role for the actress who played Pam in The Office. She has a very small role in it. It's I liked it. I don't know, but then again, I like a lot of weird shit, so you never know.
Yeah, like Human Centipede. So
I didn't say I like you. I've seen Human Centipede. I didn't say I liked Human Centipede. I have a limit, and my limit is sewing people's mouths to each other's assholes.
That's when you know you're going too far.
It's better than House of 1,000 Corpses for our All Hallows Eve friends out there. So, Mike, you have any beer news or trivia or anything for us this week?
I do. Britain's National Winter Ales Festival runs opposite to the summertime Great British Beer Festival. They are organized by Camera. Yeah, never mind. The region of Real Ale. The campaign for Real Ale. A former event is usually held January or February each year. Locations vary from city to city, whereas the later festival takes place during the first full week of August, from Tuesday to Saturday. So we gotta go to Great Britain in the winter, and then in the summer to get the two festivals in.
We gotta go somewhere along the way. We gotta stop by Wichita so we can hang out with Kelsey Grammer.
That's right. Beast. He prefers people call him Beast.
Beast. He said, of all the things I've done in my career, I'm most proud of X3.
I go by Beast Crane. He came back in Days from the Future Past.
He makes a cameo.
You really gonna get me going on the X-Men rant again, aren't you?
He makes a cameo at the end of one of the fucking Marvel movies that just came out recently.
Well, yes.
Was it Miss Marvel or something like that, or like one of those?
It was Miss Marvel. No.
Yeah.
Yes, it was the Marvels. The Marvels.
Mm-hmm. The Marvels.
Yes.
We have a cinema quote of the week tonight. Dad, would you like to take that for me?
Sure. My films are therapy for my debilitating depression. In institutions, people weave baskets. I make films. Woody Allen.
You know what else I heard is it helps with debilitating depression? Marrying your stepdaughter. Too soon?
Too soon.
All right, let's revisit our drinks tonight. Mike, how was your drink?
Very hoppy. I'm telling you, it's a lot of hops. Woo.
It's a jumpy beer.
It's a woo.
Yeah. Kev, how was yours?
You know what? I actually think that they were better the second time around because I've had these before. But they have a little more flavor tonight. The cinnamon toast stout had more flavor than it did the first time. And the Silent Night in a New York City tap room from Evil Twin Brewing is very flavorful. So I
had the Silent Night one. That one wasn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
I drank some Jack Daniel's Tennessee Fire. I've had a pretty decent amount of it so far, so I'm feeling pretty good. In fact,
I'm in danger.
that's right. But it was, it's always good. Jack Daniel's is good generally, so. Thank you for joining us tonight for episode 179, part 10 in our Films That Time Forgot series. We hope you enjoyed listening to the podcast as much as we enjoyed recording it for you. Remember, you can drop us an email at filmsoffermentation@gmail.com or visit linktree.com to find all of our social media podcast links. Become part of our family by going to patreon.com/filmsoffermentation to support the show. And remember, we are also part of the Podnation TV network on Roku, so you can watch us on Roku if you have a Roku box. Don't forget to stop by the crossroads between Pickled and Fermented next time around for episode 180 episodes in. On our next episode, we are going to be taking a look at the 40th anniversary of one of our childhood favorites, Goonies, or as I like to call it, a ripoff of Monster Squad.
Goonies never say die.
Goonies never say die. So we'll be taking a look at Goonies next time around, so make sure you join us for that. In the meantime, I'm Leo.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Mike.
You have been listening to the Films and Fermentation podcast. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Yeah, if you guys don't have a Roku box, I'll lend you one. I have an extra.
I have one. I bought one just so I could watch us on Roku.
I've had one for a while. You guys are all behind.
I have one in like every room in my house except for the ones with cable.
Mike's like the only person until I bought my own who I knew had a Roku box.
No, Megan and I have had one since we lived in the apartment. So,
so you can check it out. Then it's the Podnation TV app on Roku.
We'll see.
All right.
I mean, I'm not committing to anything.
We'll see everybody next time around.
Films and fermentation movies.